Champion select. For the second game of this best 3 series, Royal never gives up against Invictus Gaming. Cole Band's already being thrown out. Zoe going to be banned out here by RNG, as well as Tom Kench hitting the bench, whereas On and Camille will be banned out by Invictus Gaming.
Yeah, Zoe going once again. Tom Kench, not a surprise to see that it's going to hit the bench as well. IG played very well with it, very well around the fact that he has so much mobility. Very impressive stuff from Balan. But for the rest of the team, when you look at the bans, you look at what's changed. Misfortune, Callista going to be gone, and perhaps that was just a red side RNG strategy.
Potentially. See what the final ban is going to be from these two teams. RNG going to be able to take away Misfortune here. They don't want Jackie Love to be picking it up. Could potentially be a support pick.
And they're super afraid of Misfortune. And don't get me wrong, MF is super strong, but they are very afraid of it. You have to look at the other champions that are there. RNG, they don't get on because IG have taken it away. They still have their preferences.
They lock in Jarvan immediately for MLXG. So they're keeping the same champion in the jungle, just different player this time.
Azir is the other one as well. When you look at champions that aren't going to be banned, IG got rid of it last time, and you have to wonder if they're afraid of it. Rookie can play it, you would have to imagine, but he has his preferences to things like Orianna being able to hit those big shockwaves, and this is the other champion that you have to mention.
Callista gets locked in here from Jackie Love to pair up with Balan in the bottom lane. We'll have to see what support of choice is going to be tethered to her in the bottom lane. Invictus Gaming now, with their second pick of choice to go up against the Jarvan. We could potentially see Rise being taken away from Xiaohu here.
Always a possibility, but nope, they are going to keep it Shuriman and they're going to go towards the Azir. Talking towards that Callista point as well, Fish, what I like from IG is that they locked in the Callista earlier. We know it's a high priority champion and was at Worlds. Of course, you were never allowed to see it, but by picking Callista first, any support you want is the real answer, right? You want to be aggressive, you want to have a Thresh, sure. You want to be defensive and have something like a Braum that can also be offensive because it's Callista, go for gold.
Whereas Xiaohu once again will be picking up Rise, heading into the mid lane against rookies Azir. RNG now have to show their final pick for the first rotation. Alistar was a ban during the second rotation, so that's being hovered over.
Yeah, of course, a good duo with Callista to be taken away by RNG here. They don't have an AD carry locked in for themselves. They've locked in the support though, so the AD carry pool is something that can be focused if IG choose to do so in the second ban phase for themselves.
Could potentially force IG to pick up a support here to prevent RNG from narrowing down that pool to work with Callista, and that gets locked in. Braum, the support of choice for Balan in the bottom lane to go with Jackie Love's Callista.
And you're right, good focus from IG to prioritize the support, but then you look at the roles that they have left open, the jungler and the top laner. IG now, Duke can play tanks. They didn't actually sub in the Shy, who is the more aggressive member of the team, let's say. We know Duke's got Fiora and things like that in his back pocket if he chooses, but he's more of the tank guy.
And you were spot on, Rusty. Immediately, Invictus Gaming moved to ban out the 80 carry pool, taking away Ezreal, who in the last match for Jackie Lowe was able to acquire a massive gold lead for himself, just off of first turret as well as Kleptomancy. Kha'Zix's going to hit the bench as well for RNG.
Kha'Zix ban's a good one. Again, the jungle pool being shrunk by RNG away from IG, with the jungler already locked in for themselves. MLXG, by going once again towards the aggressive jungler. Ning doesn't like his tanks, doesn't want to play his tanks, so they get rid of offensive champions from IG to try and inhibit him further. Lee Sin also a champion that could follow here.
Final ban from Invictus Gaming is going to be Jin with Season 8 hitting us here on Summoner's Rift. Lethality did get pushed back in, which is why we see Misfortune. It's why we see Jin being picked up, banned out by IG.
And whether it was an adaptation or not from RNG, the Jin is going to be removed, so they're not allowed to adapt in the same way. They have the scaling mid laner that has a pretty strong one-item spike, and they prevent the early strength from the AD carry role.
Final ban is going to be Lee Sin, taken away from Ning. Invictus Gaming will have their first pick to go up against RNG.
Which role will they prioritize? Of course, they could counter-pick top lane if they want for Duke, if they want to pick something aggressive, or they can keep that in the jungle, but they know the matchup already, so IG's expectations probably lock in the jungler.
That'd be an
This would be very curious.
It's someone we haven't seen in a long time, Rusty. Ivan gets locked in for Ning in the jungle.
The friend of the forest is going to be locked in by Ning, and this is mostly curious, to be perfectly honest with you. I know Ivan can be decent. We've seen a couple of strong things running around, of course, with all the new runes that have come out to shield and support your AD carries. And when your AD carries something like the Callista, I guess there is merit behind the strategy. Not a lot of damage to be seen, however, from IG, besides the Azir and the Callista, and they're banking on that scaling.
Ooh, and Vladimir gets locked in here for RNG. A last-second swap what the hover of the Tristana was. And that will be heading into the top lane for Let Me.
Yeah, it will.
Here.
That took me a second. It's Flandre. Is the unsealed spellbook Vladimir is most likely the direction that this one's going to go. I have to see where Let Me does go with it.
There's always the potential for Rise to the top lane, but we haven't seen that in a long time. Tristana still gets locked in for Y4 in the bottom lane.
By no means a bad champion. Actually, traditionally quite good into Kalista. So for the matchup itself, it seems like RNG have gone for a stronger 2v2. They knew their matchup, they picked accordingly. They didn't go vain. I like it.
We'll have to see what the final pick is going to be here for Invictus Gaming. It's the double tree comp as Maokai and Ivern are on the top side of the map. Let Me played it last game, and it's now Duke's turn to pick up the champion.
And that is another tank, to say the least, for IG. They've got the Braum, Ivern, and they've got the Maokai. There's a lot of damage from the two remaining members of IG when you look at the holistic team composition. But already you can tell the strategy from IG is to get mid and bottom going, to go down there, to teleport down there. And that should be the majority of their focus, because they're up against a Vladimir who will be running Ignite, so that is presumably unsealed spellbook to change later because he wants to win lane. He's up against a Rise that does want to push and control mid lane as best he can here. Rookie versus Xiaohu in the mid lane. Yeah, RNG, I like their composition just as much.
Well, Rusty, we've already gotten the analyst desk's thoughts on Kasa and MLXG. We talked a little bit about Kasa in that last match, but what are your thoughts between these two junglers? Because we're going to be able to see both of them play here today.
And we know that Kasa's good when he, as Clement mentioned on the start of the day, that when he comes to diving, he's very clean. When he gets the lead, he's very good at closing out games. But the question mark there was always, can he withstand a game when he's losing? Game 1 says no, a resounding no at that. And swapping in MLXG, a bit more of that wild card player, can make some big plays, can make some tragic plays, depending on how he feels on the day and in the very moment. For me, that's the difference, is you know what you're going to get with Kasa. You don't really know what you're going to get with MLXG. He's a bit like Forrest Gump. Or the box of chocolates, not specifically Forrest Gump, I suppose.
Well, we'll have to see which chocolate he's going to pull out here today, Rusty. MLXG is going to be stepping onto the rift.
It's Harry Potter. Right, I said it.
Well, let's see what spell he's going to pull out, Rusty, instead of the jungle here, up against Ning. Picking up a very unconventional pick of Ivern, but moving into the mid lane, Rookie against Xiaohu. Rookie was the MVP of that match, the last match we saw. Xiaohu on a comfortable champion again. Rookie will be comfortable on the Azir, but will we see him be a bit more aggressive this time around? Now he's on the Emperor from Shurima.
It's pretty hard to just outright be more aggressive compared to what he was. He's playing a control mage. He's switched to a equally match ranged control mage in the Azir. He's up against the Rise, so the matchup for him anyway will stay the same, just not the 1v1 between them. There's the crowd very much in support of their teams. It's nice to actually be here for the first time and hear that live as well.
Well, we are on to the Rift for the second match of this best of 3 series. We'll never give up against Invictus Gaming. Once more, both teams are going to fan out across the river, just scout out for any potential invades coming out from either side.
It should be a very reserved early game. When you're up against an Ivern, you want to be able to invade him if you can, but you don't really feel like it's that achievable when there is a Maokai running around. Does he have saplings in a bush? Can Azir spot them out? I know mid laners are able to see each other currently. The unsealed spellbook Vladimir has a bit of extra control in lane, but not necessarily at a level 1 trait. He doesn't have the teleport, so they can't make big plays. So now we get to watch Ning. Where does he want to go? What does he want to do on his Ivern?
Well, he starts off at the Raptor camp and preps red buff without spining that, so he's still at level 1. That's spotted out by a ward placed down by Let Me.
Yeah, and it's a good ward from Let Me. You can actually watch MLXG in contrast to that now, knowing that the red buff hasn't been started. Usually when you're watching an Ivern play, if they prepare the red buff and they don't commit to finishing it, well then he's going towards the blue buff. He's going to smite the blue, and then he's going to come back to the other side of the rift, which gives an opportunity for MLXG to go in, be aggressive, and go forwards. However, they've also spotted him.
He's been spotted out by a ward that was placed down very early into the game by Rookie. Moves into the jungle, but he does not try to take any of the camps. He is just waiting for Ning. Ning is going to walk into this trap, but bottom lane's going to fight. But let's take a look at this jungle fight. MLXG finds him, gets a few auto attacks down, knock up on towards the Ivern as well. He's running towards the Raptors, tries to get the spike, jumps over the red buff. He does the do-si-do. He gets both camps as well and lives to tell the tale. What the heck was that, Ning?
Ning's a genius. He's a mad scientist. is, I have no idea what was going through his mind in those milliseconds that he was being killed by MLXG that was, go forwards and take my camps. That sounds like a great idea.
MLXG still trying to find him in the jungle and has no idea where this Ivan's run to. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Xiaohu and Rookie going toe-to-toe. Both of them low. Rookie's in trouble. Flushes away. Heal being popped by Xiaohu, but he doesn't go forward for the kill.
You'd say ultimately it was just Summoner Spells traded, but it's actually Rookie being upset in this lane, losing complete control and actually having to recall where Xiaohu gets to push in, get a free recall. So Rise, very strong start through this mid lane simply from the 1v1, but it's a byproduct. Rookie had to go in, had to help his jungler, and that's where this happens.
Ning returns to the bottom side of his jungle as well. He's level 3, flying through all his camps now, whereas MLXG, confused, walked around the camps for a bit, now finally back in his jungle, low on mana, low on health as well. Somehow Ning has created an advantage situation for himself.
The unfortunate thing here for RNG is just the jungle. Like, Xiaohu doing well in mid lane. Top lane was pushed in by Let Me as well. He's gone the Ignite. He wants the lane control. And bottom lane's doing perfectly fine, except Kalista does have a CS advantage. So they're not winning, but they're doing fine. MLXG could have been the extra thing, the additive there that wins everywhere on the Rift. They can win mid, jungle the top, and then just bring all of it down towards the bottom lane and snowball the game. Not to be. Not to be.
Well, MLXG is looking for a gank in this mid lane. Rookie does have cleanse available, but no flash on the Azir.
See how Xiaohu uses his shield there as well, simply to run forwards, not to clear the wave. Throws a Q sideways, and it wasn't actually a miss, it was intentional.
This is something we see Rookie do a lot of the LPL, standing on top of the opposition's ranged minions to zone out the opposition's mid laner.
It's that needless aggression, it's the step up.
And Xiaohu going aggressive once more, gets the shield, good trades against Rookie. Rookie trying to fight back as much as possible and stay relevant in this mid lane.
Doesn't look super comfortable on his Azir right now, is just mostly looking to farm and hit that late game as Duke. He's feeling it.
Yeah, he's smacking Let Me there as the big tree he is, not allowing the Vladimir to bully him in the top lane. Is behind in CS though.
MLXG. He's level 3. He's got long swords. He doesn't have a lot else. And he's on a ward. Ning may just see that as the Ivan with mobility boots. Just run around the jungle and take everything that belongs to Jarvan.
Well, he's moving towards the top side of the map. No wards have really spotted him out just yet. Let Me is pushed up quite far ahead.
This is super difficult to get the kill on.
Jump straight on top of the Vladimir, trying to get as much damage as possible. But it isn't open, and there he goes. Brings Duke the double tree gank. Let Me will be able to waltz away, though. Just takes a bit of damage.
He does take enough to warrant a recall, however, if he chooses, and he will, of course, go back right now. It's the Spell Thief's Vladimir as well, so completely into the support tree. Wants to go straight towards the Twin Ghost as MLXG.
Looking for the revenge. Ning just jukes him left, right, instead, and MLXG once again forced to walk away.
You can't catch those fancy feet.
Shangri Lo has been knocked back by Ming, tries to kite away from this Alistar, instead jumps straight back in towards Y4 as well, as Ming gets as much spears into the duo as possible, but he's going to have to walk around the long way now.
You'd have to imagine that Ming was trying to headbutt him towards the wall as well to lock him in place to maybe threaten the Pulverize. He might get a flash out of Jackie Love, but super calm, super reserved, knows exactly what he needs to do to get out of the sticky situation, and it wasn't that bad after all. The bottom lane still stays about how it was a few minutes ago.
And teleport is used by Let Me towards top side map. Duke used his as well to get back into that lane and continue farming against one another. Xiaohu's heal has come back off of cooldown.
Where the flash is not.
Rookie's still waiting for that summoner spell to come back up, but no punishment coming out from either jungler just yet. Just has led to a slight CS lead in favor of Xiaohu.
And Ning's just ticked over to level 5 in the experience difference between junglers, and that's obviously the place that you have to direct a lot of attention towards. With MLXG's early cheese, now he's attempting to catch up, even clearing the wolf camp. He's not going to be 5. Big lead for Ning. Will have Daisy soon to be able to run around and try and threaten some structures.
See Ming there trying to hold the minion wave for as long as possible for Y4 to try and get back into this lane. And previously we used to see Ivan pick up, you know, back when we had Runes and Masteries, Windspeaker's Blessing, go for the support-based items like Locket and Redemption. What is Ivan's role in a team composition now?
It's just a support and peel. He's always just going to do a very similar thing. I'm not sure where he'll go with itemization. And I would love to see the runes that he's gone towards besides the Keystone, of course. You can see the Keystone on your screens now. Just to see how he may itemize or play the game out. but he wants to do a little bit of damage, where mostly though, it's just keep Jackie Love alive, keep Rookie alive, and maybe even enable Baolan and Duke to go forwards with the shield that he can put on people as well. Right now he's just duo queuing with Daisy. She is the shield, he is the weapon. Now he eats gingerbreads. Why are we showing this? Thank God.
Well, Ning's just power farming as much as he can through the jungle. MLXG trying to stay relevant, is slightly behind in experience. As Spell Thief's Edge gets picked up by Ning in the jungle.
Yeah, the Twin Ghosts, something that you've been seeing on a lot of Nidalees, running around in the jungle as well. Ning's able to do the exact same thing on his Ivern. It does make him very squishy to complement the boots of mobility that the Ivern's running around with as well, but aside from that, it's rather efficient. He'll get some items sooner, he'll be strong sooner, and be able to support the rest of his team in a different way.
Well, he's still just running around with Daisy, looking to try and keep as much control on his side of the jungle as possible. Did donate red buff over towards Maokai. That should help him with health regeneration in the top lane against the Vladimir.
Yeah, definitely should. Top lane doesn't really look like anyone's going to die anytime soon from now on, just because of the itemization they've now picked up. Pure magic resistance, and again another Twin Ghost from Let Me, who has switched to Teleport. And we can see it.
Teleport's going to come back off a cooldown soon. Jaculov actually trying to flash away from Ming here. Gets locked down. Xiaohu piles in as well. Whitefall with good damage. Jaculov trying to run away. Buster shot. First blood picked up by Whitefall.
The fade away from the Tristana. So many flashes used in that engage. 4 different flashes unavailable. Let Me the only person who doesn't contribute. The teleport's there. And that's a teleport in advantage for RNG, where Duke does not have one for himself respectively. And here comes the play.
RNG trying to take down this bottom lane outer turret. Ivan is here, throws down Daisy, looking to try and stop them from taking that one.
Daisy.
Whitefall might get knocked up here if Daisy keeps chasing on forward. May go for the fight as well. Daisy, that's the MVP of this game right now.
It's the angriest looking cupcake you've ever seen. MLXG is just casually recalling. Whitefall is just...
stop him. Oh. Daisy's not happy. Meanwhile, stopwatch used by Let Me on the top side of the map.
You have to wonder why the stopwatch was used. There was no one else nearby. Did he really feel like he was going to die? Of course, we get the replay of all of this early flash from Jaculov. He's acknowledged that everyone's on the way. And with 4 flashes pretty much immediately used to go forwards and aggressive on him. Good awareness from Whitefall. I don't know how much damage was needed to be able to do the fadeaway.
Gets the first kill of the game, but they're only about 500 to 600 gold up over Invictus Gaming. We're still waiting to see what this Ivan team composition really means for IG, or if these substitutions pay off for RNG. Duke now in some trouble as MLXG jumps over the wall. But just some damage coming out from the Jarvan. No follow-up from Let Me on the top side of the map.
Yeah, more so just protecting his control ward, it felt like there. MLXG wants to keep some safety on the top side of the map for the Vladimir, continue the scaling up there, and try and hope that no one goes and assists it whatsoever to allow them to focus on the rest of the map, where they were able to give the first blood over to the Tristana, where they're able to give some extra assistance and some pressure towards Xiaohu in the mid lane 1v1. Rookie doesn't feel all that clean right now on his Azir at the moment. Does really feel out of sorts watching him play.
He's slightly behind against Xiaohu in CS in mid lane, but not by a drastic amount. Tear of the Goddess as well as Catalyst and Protector have been picked up by Rise. As Y4 does get his BF sword, and Zeal gets the free boot, has a free stopwatch as well if he needs it.
Yeah, again, trying to be as efficient as they possibly can through the rune choices, through their itemization that they get from those runes. And IG are the first team to move up this river and start making some aggressive plays. The control ward line, it's well and truly there, and they've set themselves in stone. They want to make a play around that objective, or they want to use the river to dive the bottom lane, bring Rookie down, because he has a clear path. There's a runway that he can walk down.
Ning makes his way down into the bottom lane, but is spotted out by a ward that was previously placed down by RNG.
Still pretty quick turnaround between Ning seeing it and Ning backing away. Once again, yeah.
Xiaohu as well as Rookie going toe-to-toe in the mid lane, both just pushing against one another, trying to pick fights wherever they can. Ning still trying to pick up blue buff and donate that one over towards the mid laner. She'll happily pick up. Xiaohu though being really aggressive here, moving deep in towards IG's jungle. MLXG is going to be able to find Ivan though. Ning trying to cut this one out, knocked back by the Alistar, and RNG pick up another kill.
So close to being in a position where he can flash away. Ning doesn't get the opportunity, doesn't get to the structures, and RNG, they're able to completely turn the tides with the vision control in the river by just walking past the river to the next best thing, and that's just killing Ning in his own jungle.
Top side of the map. Duke going out against Let Me. Already pushing the Vladimir down to about half health.
Well, Let Me is a tickle monster at the moment for Duke. Doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. They just want to clear waves, and
Jackie Love in trouble once more. There goes the Alistar into the back line. Jackie Love trying to cut this one out, but Whiteboard jumps straight on top of his head. Lots of spears being thrown in, but MLXG gets that kill.
super well done from Ming and from Y4. Xiaohu also was nearby if they wanted to threaten to dive further onto Baolan, who has to back away and show some respect. And that should be the first turret as well. Once again, RNG, they've set themselves up nicely even after an awkward early game through the jungle. And they've just progressed and grown that lead.
It's given them a nice 3,000 gold lead over Invictus Gaming. Xiaohu, though, pushed in heavily by Rookie underneath his own turret.
Starting to finally get his feet down in this mid lane, Rookie. That's important, and again, a lot of that is because Xiaohu leaves the mid lane, tries to contribute with the rest of his team. Rookie's trying to keep IG in it. Duke, still forwards.
Yeah, still trying to take down Let Me here. Ning is on the top side of the map. Let Me trying to do the Daisy-Do. Daisy goes one way, Ivan goes the other. Still trying to cut this one out, and the Maokai is slowly winning this fight.
Get Daisy back in there.
Daisy is going to town. One more auto attack would get that knock up. Good ghosts come out from Let Me, gonna stop them. Forces the flash out of the Vladimir.
They do just they didn't flayed any trashes, they just traded flashes in the end. Like, Let Me's able to get out alive. They did a do-si-do for about 10 odd seconds. And by that time, Ming's even here now. They've got the bottom lane structure. They've rotated their duo to the top side of the map. It was a small window of opportunity for IG to maybe get a pick. The best they get is a single summoner.
MLXG again going for a gank in the mid lane, gets good damage onto Rookie. Shurima shuffles over the wall. Good ultimate to knock back the Jarvan as well.
Yes, but Rookie doesn't have anything left now in the way of making plays. He's got the flash, he's got the cleanse, he's going to be alive and recall, but he's recall. So IG, they don't get to defend the middle lane whilst top is being traded with bottom. You're seeing Jackie Love push it currently. RNG winning 2 places though.
They do. IG do get a single turret for themselves, but RNG propel themselves even further ahead against IG in this second match of the best of 3 series.
And how it's traded back and forth to feel much more one-sided towards RNG in game number 2 from what was a pretty clean game 1 from IG. Swapping junglers could not do this much.
Moving very aggressively in the top lane against Duke, who has not spotted out the trio from RNG. Still waiting underneath his own turret.
And again, a high priority on static shiv rushes from AD carries here. In game number 1 it was Able, game 2 it's Y4. RNG love their static shivs. They do have a damage item with it, to be fair, but it's nice mixed damage to have for them.
IG make their way towards the first elemental dragon of the game, which is going to be an ocean dragon. Duke still trying to hold top lane inner turret against Y4 and Ming, whilst MLXG looking to try and take down Rift Turret for himself.
Now the Rift Turret will be there. MLXG will have that perfectly fine. IG are able to get that objective, but at what cost is always going to be the answer, or the question we should be asking at this stage in the game. Top lane inner turret, far more valuable than a Drake that is an Ocean Drake.
That's a 5,000 gold lead for RNG now. Just 16 minutes into this match, and slowly snowballing ahead against Invictus Gaming.
Has he got Unsealed Spellbook? He does. He switched to Ghost. He's got Ghost Flash Alistar. Thank you, spectators, for showing us that. I didn't actually notice the Unsealed Spellbook for a little bit there. Ming has gone all in on mobility. When he's engaging, you are going to hear the stampede.
We have Let Me as well, switching over towards Ghost on the top side of the map.
Yeah, he's gone between Ignite, Teleport, now to Ghost, which is usually the Vladimir's final form as summoner spells go. If desperate and losing, you may see the occasional Exhaust switch towards, but I think it's important to point out that Ming has gone towards Ghost because they're snowballing, just because there's not a lot of damage threat on the other side of the team. They've got a Maokai, an Ivan, and a Braum, so 3 people on that team aren't going to be dealing damage. If you're engaging as Alistar, then you lock down 1, if not both, of the carries. No one's able to actually deal damage. Exhaust, whilst it's still very good to have, don't get me wrong, Ghost just helps engaging on them easier when your team is starting to snowball.
Xiaohu's picked up Teleport as well on the rise.
3 spellbooks.
3 unsealed spellbooks for RNG coming into this game. Ning going to be able to pick up blue buff here, donates the second half over to Rookie. IG still slowly bleeding out in this match, and yet to make a proactive play for themselves.
They do need to do something. Now they've got the Nashor's Tooth for Rookie. He's finally been able to complete a full item, so he'll be doing a lot of damage to those that he is able to hit. Again, the team composition of RNG their tank is Alistar with ultimate. If it's not that, it's Ryze. And that's the curious thing when you look at the whole comp. Ryze has switched to teleport. It feels like he's now the one that's going to go to the top lane and start to deal with the Maokai because he has the Abyssal Mask. You can already see him on the bottom side of the map specifically. They want to do what feels like a 1-3-1. But to me, it's mostly around threatening the Baron as it starts to spawn. We're still too early in the game for that currently. So RNG are able to make some bigger plays.
Let's see what those plays are going to be. Meanwhile, Xiaohu, bottom side of the map, looking for Rookie. Finds him inside the bush, but Ming, there we go. Predicts the flash, knocks back Jackie Love, and Y4 gets auto attack after auto attack on him. Pop goes to Kalista, and RNG get a pick.
Ming has Ghost. He knows exactly what the game plan is and just scares the daylights out of Jackie Love. The cavalry comes in from Latvia as well, and suddenly RNG with the Herald, everything just cascades and comes together almost seamlessly. Now, they don't get the turret, but they do have to bring Rookie here, IG, to help defend, which means the bottom lane gets poked as well, and they're all just starting to get whittled away further and further. RNG, specifically Ming, that was nice.
Looking good on the Alistar in game number 2 here. RNG rotate down towards the bottom lane, keeping Y4 and Letme in the mid lane, but that's a fight started out by Duke here. Ultimate comes out from Azir, knocking it back. MLXG uses that stopwatch. Rookie in trouble. MLXG slides away, gets taken down by the Braum. Xiaohu will use his own stopwatch to get back to safety.
A fair amount of overreaching from RNG does mean that Invictus Gaming will lock down a kill in the end, so it's good for IG to get that. But it's a 47-second cooldown till Baron even spawns. IG did that as a defensive mechanism, trying to defend structures that RNG were overextending towards. But we got to watch Ming. He knows. He knows exactly what Jackie Love's going to do, even before he thinks about it.
Read him like a book, and Letme comes in to get that ultimate off. Small adds a bit more damage to pick up that kill against Jackie Love. Not having a great game here on the Kalista. 0-3 being picked on by this Alistar.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is he having a bad game, or is everyone else on RNG just having a good game killing him? Very hard to differentiate between sometimes, but from what we just saw from Ming, from what we've been seeing from all of RNG with the pressure they're putting down to the bottom lane, you don't feel like there's anything that Jackie Love could realistically be doing to make his performance any better so far.
Now it's a 7,000 gold lead for RNG. Baron is up and online. Infernal Drake is the next elemental dragon to spawn. 6 turrets to 1. Still in favor of RNG. Xiaohu moves towards the top side of the map, whereas Letme now sweep pushing on the bottom lane.
Yeah, they've actually put the swap down towards the bottom side. Vladimir not having the teleport and Ryze being on the top side means that if they look at Baron, they wouldn't have all 5 members there. Duke does have to teleport those. Xiaohu spots them.
Patient coming out from Xiaohu.
Where else are they going to be, Fish? There's no one in the middle lane right now. I feel like they're trying to kill me. I should use my scrying orb.
Spots him out. Rookie then returns straight back towards top center map. Continues to push back the wave against Xiaohu. Vision control over Baron is in favor of RNG now.
And the Infernal Drake is the other thing that we need to just quickly hit on as well. The fact that Vladimir is on the bottom side of the map and the teleport's on the top side should mean that it's a free Infernal Drake to take. Maokai's on the bottom side of the map, so Baron's the threat. And that's the way you would actually do this. If you see IG recalling for wards, you take Baron. If you see all of IG moving towards the Baron slowly, you can send just the Tristana if you'd like with Ming, even just to take the Drake for free.
IG still have good initiation coming to this game with Azir, Kalista, Braum, Maokai all being picked up. I'll have to see they're able to use it to make any proactive plays against RNG, but still so far behind in gold. Might not be the best time for them to try and pick a fight.
And things that we're looking for here for RNG, which is nice to see, is that there was only 2 of them at the Drake. They're not committing to doing it as well. They want to see where IG go. There's still the end goal of something far more important, and that's the purple worm over at the pit. They do want to get that.
They do look to see if they can get a pick onto a Xiao here. Locked down by the Braum, flashes away. So that's a crucial summoner spell being blown by the mid laner from RNG, but here comes MLXG in the back lines. Ming! What a beast knockoff coming out from the Alistar as MLXG goes in and says, come on and slam. Jackie Love trying to kite this one out, but Letme is unstoppable in the back lines. Duke gets taken down by Y4, and one by one, Invictus Gaming members fall.
This Alistar is absolutely insane right now from Ming. Y4, you just calm down and walk over to the Baron, mate. You just ease up a little bit. They should be able to walk straight over as they would like an easy Baron to be secured. Most importantly for RNG, We will see the replay sooner or later, and it was just clean as a whistle from Ming once again.
Ming just letting everyone from IG know that, you know what, game one's over. I'm warmed up now and I'm ready to play coming into game number 2. As Ming, his former teammate, looks to try and go for a steal, but Y4 just pops over the pit, cuts down the tree, and it's going to be Baron going to RNG.
Ning steps up, Y4 puts him back into his place, and this time it's with a grey screen to boot. Valorant, the start of this is nice because they get the flash from Xiaohu, but then they put themselves into a small choke, and MLXG sees it, and you're like, oh, the Jarvan's coming. But realistically, it was just Ming making all of these plays. Again, unsealed spellbook with the flash cooldown as well from an Alistar. He's just constantly engaging, constantly going forwards and making plays. It's able to win RNG the game. Perfect example of that. And that was twice in a row.
So now the shoe's on the other foot. RNG are the one with the 23-minute lead. 48,000 to 38,000 gold. 8 kills to 1. IG not looking too good in game number 2, and RNG are the ones that are pushing towards the base of Invictus Gaming. We already questioned the Ivan pick coming into this match. It really hasn't done too much for IG so far.
No, it really has not. Of course, it didn't start poorly by any means, and it's relying on the rest of your team being strong because you're just a support champion. You want to hit the Qs, you know, help your team go forwards and engage. You want to throw the shields on Jackie Love, but he's 0-4. Their mid lane, a rookie, even in that last fight, just completely zoned away by Xiaohu because he's gone towards the Abyssal Mask on his Rise. So as a 1v1 is concerned, you'd give that to the Rise as long as they're able to be in a range where they're hitting each other. Xiaohu zones him away even without the flash.
So, RNG still have Let Me running around in the bottom lane. Rise has gone back to base, picked up Ghost for himself as he moves towards top side of the map, empowering all the minions pushing on his side. Only base turrets are left for IG here. Have to defend inside their own base.
All of these ghosts can only mean one thing, Fish. They're done with split pushing, they're done with teleporting, those days are over. They're running at you. They are diving you.
Oh, they've got Y4 on a Tristana. There's the Rise
Well
ultimate
done.
coming in. Oh, look at me. He's in the back lines already. Not able to get a good target here, but Duke in some trouble. Not going to get kicked back just yet. The Alistar still angry. May just get taken down. A little bit of an overreach coming out from RNG, but they get the mid lane inhibitor turret. They get the inhibitor, and IG decide it's time to fight. MLXG in the back lines. Great ultimate coming out from Rookie. Duke still trying to tank things up, but Y4 gets a kill onto the support. Baolan gets taken down. Duke still trying to run this way. MLXG takes the shortest flight drag combo I've ever seen, but still it's RNG with a big play here. Xiaohu in some trouble, but still, somehow RNG win this team fight. They're pushing towards the Nexus.
Yeah, Ming just playing one-man zone defense, basically, trying to prevent any of the IG members from getting to the turret, getting to the inhibitor, and from that point, you're like, alright, RNG, you've made the play. Yes, you've sacrificed the cow, but you should be able to pick it up.
I mean, you were right, Rusty. RNG did want to go for a fight. I didn't expect an express cow delivery into the backline, so that deep into the base.
It's pretty fast here in China, Fish. That's what we've learnt.
Pushed IG all the way back in towards their Nexus turrets. With that, they trade up in the team fight. They get a 12,000 gold lead, and now Inhibitor in the mid lane is down. They reset, go back to base. Double Zeal items complete for Y4 on this Tristana. With the Infinity Edge, with the last Whisper picked up, that's a strong AD carry to go up against.
It certainly is, and that was what the difference was, even in that last dive, what felt like an overreach from RNG. Y4 is able to consistently do damage. Xiaohu even able to contribute in throwing Ming into the back lines. They get themselves the mid lane inhibitor. Now they need to look towards bottom. They're not going to put any attention towards top. It feels like the wave is fairly even. It shouldn't actually build up a big wave and push towards IG by any means. They may be able to hold one more push.
And at some point, Invictus Gaming need to make their last stand against RNG. With this lead, they're trying to push towards the bottom lane. No Baron buff available for them now.
This hold should be very achievable for IG, and that's why I'm curious as to why RNG haven't set up top lane at all. However, they don't have a teleport, so they can't really split push and set it up and draw Duke over there and then force his teleport. He's just going to hang out.
They do have Ghost on Xiaohu as well as Ming coming back up, and there is the cow delivery service. Moo into the back lines, knocks up Rookie, kicks him back, but on the left side of the fight, Xiaohu and Let Me are closing in. Y4 taking up a few too many turrets, but it doesn't bother the Vladimir one bit as he dives into the back lines, takes down Jackie Love incredibly low. Mukau still looking to try and get the jump onto Duke. He takes a ton of damage. Y4 finally catches up. Stopwatch is used a little bit too late. Duke is going to fall, and RNG are pushing into the base of Invictus Invictus Gaming.
They're dealing crazy amounts of damage, RNG, as they still go forwards.
MLXG into the back lines. Jackie Love trying to trade up. Good shields coming out from the Ivan as the GA does get popped on RNG's jungler. Daisy wants in amongst all the action, getting angry against me. Gets that knockup. Jackie Love still trying to defend what is left of his base. MLXG tries to slide into his DMs. Doesn't work, but pop goes Calista once more as Let Me picks up the kill. And RNG take back game number 2.
Fairly clean showing on the opposite end here from RNG, bouncing back from a game 1 defeat. MLXG comes in, he's on your screen. Y4 comes in, and he's the